Hey, good afternoon everybody, and welcome back to the channel. Got mostly a gray day happening here today. Little bits of blue sky peeking through. Little bit of water coming down, filling up the catchment tank. And today we're going to take a look and review of that SimPure reverse osmosis water system. We've been running it every single day for the past 8 months. Yeah, nice day. So here we are filling up the drinking water for the day. Drinking and cooking is what we use this reverse osmosis system for. We use it every single day. I'm starting to fill up a 5-gallon jug, and over 8 months this thing has worked absolutely perfectly. We just love it, but the stream is starting to be less productive right now. It doesn't fill up as quick as it used to, and that's because of all the sediment that we have obviously collected in the filters. So it's time for a filter change. So here it is, the system is running. I've done a full review on this system before if you'd like to check it out, but this is just going to be a follow-up for 8 months in. And what we've got here now are all the replacement filters, and I'll show you just how easy that changes out and how we can improve that stream now. The PSI has gone down from what used to be about 100 to about 80, and a lot of that fluctuation is just the vibration of this motor running. And this is an under sink model, but that's not the way we use it for our collection system. We catch rain off the roof, we funnel it into about a 5,000 gallon catchment tank, and from there we have a pre-filter and then this reverse osmosis system filled up to it, and there it is. So that's how it works. Been doing great. And that red line that you see is the wastewater line, and we actually save our wastewater and use it for other things around here on the property. Everything from rinsing a car off to watering some plants, whatever need be. We still try not to waste any of the water that we get, and this is what is considered the wastewater. They claim a 1.5 gallon clean water, clean drinking water to every 1 gallon of waste. And the purposes out here, it's actually a little closer to 1 to 1. Now for those of you on city water, you would probably get closer to that 1.5 to 1, meaning 1.5 gallons of clean drinking water to every 1 gallon of waste. But here we run a little more sediment into our tank and then just filter it out along the way. So might not be getting quite the lifespan out of this in these situations, but like I said, we collect rainwater and that's what we use. We're not tied up to any city lines. So this is an under sink model, of course, but we've got it out here in the greenhouse where it's a little more industrial use. And if we compared this to the old ice spring reverse osmosis system that we used to use, the thing that makes this one stand out a little bit more is it's tankless. The old ice spring had a 3-gallon tank that it would fill up through the system, and then you'd have 3 gallons ready to go. And then once you pump the 3 gallons out of the pressure tank, you had to wait quite a while for that to fill back up. Where this one, and it did not have one of these extra motors with it. So that's the big difference between the systems that we've used out here. Ice spring worked very well. We still have it. It's not currently tied up, but that's just another part of our water redundancy. We keep it in case this was to fail. We still can have purified water, which is so important. So the fact that this doesn't have that holding tank, and it just, as long as you have that spigot on, you're making water. That's the big thing. And this draws you know, like only 60 some watts. I think the last time I put a watt meter on it on the solar system, which it is running off the solar system, it was drawing about 68 watts. So it doesn't really touch your system at all. So we're going to change those filters out and see how much it improves. Okay, I just simply unlocked those. They just have a simple locking mechanism. You can almost do it with one hand. I tried to do it with one hand, but I actually did need two. But it couldn't have been easier. Just one little turn, they pop right off. Get them lined up, a simple half turn, and you can just feel them snugly lock into place. Now, one thing you want to do before you do that is shut the water pressure off to your system and bleed off the pressure, and that just makes it easier where you're not squirting water everywhere. And we did that. So now let's turn this baby back on and kind of rinse those filters a minute. And the reason that wouldn't come on is because I did have the entire system unplugged. So we'll plug that right back in, and then we'll be good to go. Okay, plug back in. It's on. It's filling up with water till it reaches the pressure cutoff. No water coming out, but it is pumping. And it will stop in just a moment. Once that pressure gets up there, it's pushing water through all of these filters. This is 5-stage. You've got 1, 2, 3, 4. And then the 5th stage would be the ultraviolet light up there, which is a final purification. So looking real good. So now we'll turn it on and kind of flush those filters out. It does this little spit until it gets all the water moving through. And again, we save all this water. And I like to run, a couple of these. That's a 2-gallon little waterer. We'll fill that up a couple of times just to make sure and flush these out real nice. The pressure is starting to build back up as it fills up these units. Looking real good. Yeah, we'll let that go a minute. It's already a much stronger stream than it was. It might not look like it on camera, but it is. Okay, that's about full. And when I first started, I used this glass here, and when it was first filling up, there was a lot of, air in the line because it was open back up. And when I first filled this up, it was just a little cloudy, only with air bubbles. And then the longer you run this, it just gets much clearer. And like right now, it should be very, very clear. Still a few little air bubbles, but that'll change here very quickly, and you won't see that. And then that settles down in just a minute as well. But this water is fine to drink now, straight from the sky into the tank, through a series of filters. And right there, you can see that is just crystal clear in there. Water security, so important. And now that that's full, I will shut this off, and you will hear it run just a minute or a few seconds, and there, shut off, all repressurized. Now all you have to do to come out here and run it again and fill up whatever you want to do is just put your container underneath the spigot, turn it on, fill up, and you're good to go. All systems out here powered by the sun, including that reverse osmosis system by SimPure. So yeah, we pulled over 800 gallons off of that set of filters in 8 months. And you probably should go ahead and change those filters, approximately once every 6 months to, you could probably get a year out of them, and that would be fine depending on your usage. I could have stretched those filters out a little bit more, but Now it fills everything up a lot faster. So I'm good to go for at least the next 8 months, and we're loving it. So the water we call liquid sunshine out here because it's just as important as the sun beating over our heads, powering up everything. All right, everybody, thanks for tuning in. Hope you're getting good sun and good water. All right, catch you on the next one. Aloha. Yeah, beautiful day. Started off so gray, and now all the systems are up. Perfect.